My name is Hannah Sanchez, and I'll be doing the opposition speech on the resolution, being a vegetarian is a better ethical choice than meat eating. First, I'll begin with the topicality argument on better ethical choice. Interpretation. Proposition has to show that the choice to be vegetarian is the better ethical choice without qualification by demonstrating that such a choice conforms to a particular theory or standard of ethics that applies objectively to everyone. Violation number 1. Proposition never defines what the standard or theory of ethics is and thus never demonstrates that the choice to be vegetarian is more ethical by that standard. Number 2. Proposition supports the qualified argument that being a vegetarian is the better ethical choice for particular groups, contexts, or societies. But the resolution does not say that being a vegetarian is a better ethical choice for certain people in certain contexts. It says that being a vegetarian is a better ethical choice, period. Standards. Number 1. Education. We use education and clash first on the matter of ethics because the proposition never engages in discussion about what is ethical or how being a vegetarian conforms to that ethical standard. And second, because we lose clash on the topic of whether being a vegetarian is better for all or just some, since the proposition steals our same grounds of arguing. It is better for some. So you have two teams arguing the same thing. Grammar. The resolution does not have any qualifying prepositional phrases, better for some. In ethics refers to morality in ordinary language. Field context. Ethics refers to ethical theory in academic literature, so they have to give us an ethical theory or standard by which to weigh ethics. Relativism. Proposition has the burden of supporting the claim that vegetarianism is the better ethical choice, period. The resolution does not qualify that the absolute statement by saying sometimes or in some places or occasions being the vegetarian is the better ethical choice. So our ground is to show that it's not always the better ethical choice. If we can show that, we win. Cultural relativism. What is the better ethical choice for one society? What is the better ethical choice for one society is not always the better ethical choice for another society. Consider cultures with religious influence. The Bible tells Christians that eating meat is moral by ordinance of God, who created animals to be used and consumed by humans, who are to reign over all creation. In the religion of Jainism, however, beliefs are commanded to follow the practice of ashima, which is non-injury to all living creatures. So while being a vegetarian is the better ethical choice according to the community of Bible believers who look to the Bible of standards of ethics, it is not ethical choice for Jainists to consent to the religious/ethical practice of ashima. Even if we accepted the proposition's possible suggestion that the better choice is the choice that promotes the interest of humans and animals, whether of not being a vegetarian is the better ethical choice would still be relative to one's context and situation. For instance, being a vegetarian is not the best interest of certain native tribes that subsist on animal protein because they live in areas unsuitable for agriculture, or one may have certain health conditions that make it that being a vegetarian is not in their interest. Therefore, we deny the resolution's assertion that being a vegetarian is the better ethical choice, period, because in some situations it may be while in others it may not. Also, the proposition states, and I quote, "If everyone were to become vegetarian, issues would not be issues, and humans and animals could coexist peacefully." End quote. This supports my above argument when discussing it is not a better ethical choice when stating the relevance to one's situation and context. Lastly, the proposition states, begin quote, "There are much more humane ways in killing animals for consumption." End quote. In this, the proposition fails to state what much more ways might include, thus making an invalid argument. I cannot assume what the proposition means when saying much more. Therefore, I am not aware that there are any ways at all in which to humanely kill, since the word kill on its own holds to a negative view. The proposition also implies in the quote that consumption of animals is okay if killing in a humane way, when that completely goes against the argument that being a vegetarian is a better ethical choice than meat eating. Proposition is sharing that it is okay to consume animals. This in and of itself is a contradiction to the whole argument. These are all I have time for. Thank you.